Gregory, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? It's a beautiful day here in Japan. A little bit of clouds. It was rainy a little bit. Pressure went up. It's dry again. Good, all right. Ah, it's great. The humid air hasn't come yet. Rainy season. It's gonna maybe come next month. Pretty soon, I think. This year has been pretty nice. It's not so dry. No drought at all. Feels still good. You are moving fast. Just walking with the same pace. Oh, they are doing some maintenance here. Look at that. I was still watching my favorite music videos from the Eurovision. The Switzerland, Luxembourg and United Kingdom. So good. What is that thing? Like Luxembourg and Switzerland, they have 3 and one has 4 official languages. I think Luxembourg has some other, like French, German. Then there's this something Roman something Roma. I've never heard of that one. Who won? Doesn't matter because I'm listening to my favorite ones. Who won? I think Austria. Austria won. So next year we're going to Austria. That's closer to Poland. Wow, it's gonna be very pretty there. Can't wait. When will Poland win? Never. Poland is just always. They either have really good song and good show, and no one votes on them, or they have pretty like boring one, and some people vote for it. I don't know. Kind of disappointing. Wow, there's so many cherries on the ground. Look at this. Can maybe come and eat cherries? Still a cherry here. Yeah. Oh my god, it tastes good. Black cherries. Yummy. All right. With Poland. Yeah, Poland qualified. I think they qualify every year. But my gosh, it was years back when Poland had really good video. And not the video, just performance. And they were singing about the Slavic girls. And wow, that video was so racy. I think the people were almost outraged. It was too much. But it was really nicely done. The stage design was great, and they had, their own music video. Quite good. Who is this? Myrna. Welcome. How are you doing, Myrna? Welcome to still non-humid weather. Beautiful, beautiful times here before the rainy season comes. Oh, more cherries on the ground. More cherries there. Oh. Man, I wish I had a cherry tree. Doing good, fantastico. I have to go to a dentist. My least favorite part. I'm always going to the dentist in the most expensive part of Yokohama. I don't know how that guy is making money there. But it's a pretty good dentist. Like, you know, you sometimes go and you don't get a good dentist and you are out of luck. And this guy is just so enthusiastic. And he works with a microscope. Like, he will look at your teeth under the microscope. And you can see, you know, cracks that you otherwise cannot see normal way. It's impressive, you know. Of course, you get x-rays done because what you cannot see, you can see with an x-ray. So it's like, wow, it's like microscope and x-ray. Yeah. Normal maintenance. Hey, that's a parrot. Yeah, normal maintenance. X-rays check, and then, you know, meticulous cleaning of teeth. Like the orthodontist that does it, like, she will go tooth by tooth, crevice by crevice. I swear the whole thing, I think it takes the whole checkup and cleaning, I think it's like, you know, hour and a half. Like, these guys are so good. I am always impressed. It's impressive. Nice to see, you know, people who are passionate about their work. The worst thing is I have to go and park there, and it's not cheap. I have to park in Chinatown and then hop across the canal to where there used to live foreigners in that part of Yokohama. You know, the foreigners were not allowed to exit that area. So there's so many vintage houses there. My favorite. Some of them they have preserved. There's historic houses with English garden, French gardens. It's beautiful. And since they are historic buildings, you know, it's publicly available to go in for free. You can explore vintage flooring, tiles in the bathroom. And we are talking like, you know, 150 years ago. Can you imagine having a bathtub? You are like living better than the emperor. Pay for the dentist and parking. Yeah. Unfortunately, pay for the dentist and pay for parking. And pay for the highway to get there. Because I do not dare to take normal roads. They built this new highway. It's like mostly under the city. You drive there and drive there. It is, I don't know, like 7 kilometers long or more. It sometimes makes me feel like, the same lights like flashing as you pass. And the illumination lights in the tunnel. It's a serious construction. Look at the kids there. What are the kids doing there? Preschool kids, the very tiny ones. Dentist doesn't offset some. Well, he's in the most expensive part where there's no parking. So he doesn't have any claim to any parkings. And every parking is privately owned land, which probably costs millions of dollars for just little plot. Like it's bizarre, it's the most expensive part of Yokohama. Only wealthy people live there. It's so ironic because in the past this was the foreigner area, and today it's the richest part of Yokohama. There's even a church up there. Oh my god, there's lots of kids there. It's a really nice area. It's on top of a hill. There are these historic villas. Then there are some people's houses, whoever could afford for millions of dollars to buy a piece of land there. There's a subway station that was built there maybe a decade ago. So you have access to subway. It's really cool because you go from the top of the hill and there is an elevator that takes you from a park on top of the hill down into the subway. So cool. Like you could be just getting out of your house, going down, and you're there. Really, really nice atmosphere, green everywhere. Sometimes there are some places where prehistoric people lived. Really cool. It's like tiny old style village converted into modern city. You can go down to another park and another park, to the port. All that area is so green. Lots of trees and lots of cafes. You can take a ship. You can take a ship to the train station if you want. You can take another trip for a supper. Beautiful, beautiful. Wish I had money to live there. And right, across the canal from that area is Chinatown. And that's everything Chinese in there, like in a different world. They have completely different food. The pork buns are super good. There's like hundreds of little restaurants. Like you go there, you feel like in Hong Kong or something. It's all like indoors and like with just few seats in there, and maybe someone converted their house. It's lots of tourists, of course, too, because it's a touristy area. It's too expensive for the ordinary person. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's nice how they redeveloped that old port into like half tourist, half fancy, relaxing park area. And that just goes all around the coast. You can just walk from one park to another around the coast till you hit another area, more canals. And then you hit one of those areas after the expo in the 80s where there's still some land left. But recently it's been, things are being built there. There's one neighborhood called the Minatomirai 21, my favorite, which is the leftover from the from the expo. And there's a still amusement park on one of the islands. They built a ropeway to get to that island from like a train station. And there's also residential area with skyscrapers and a hospital there and huge grocery, like discount grocery store. Big park, hotel. Oh my gosh, you could just go and mingle with people every day if you live there. So nice. Soup dumplings, yeah. I tried those. I went there 2 years ago and my gosh, it was like, oh, here, I buy these 6 soup dumplings and I'm gonna eat. Like, oh my god, this is so good. Oh my god, there's gonna be MSG in it. Oh my god, this is good. Keep on eating. Yeah, been there to a French restaurant. It was like really like there was no one there. Like I came and there was like no one there. You just you tell them when you're coming, and it was right like by the ocean, park with the ocean. Like it will be like quiet and you just have a huge window, 2 serving people. You just chill there, and eat whatever the course is. Really, really nice. But it's in the middle, like that's the downtown. So across from the coast and shore with all the parks, you have all these buildings that have been built there. And it's it's just too much. Lots of noise, lots of people, that kind of stuff. Not everyone likes that, and it goes on and on and on for many streets. Then till it gets less and less, and it gets more boring and boring and boring. And you can drive for like maybe 10 more kilometers, then it gets super boring. People who cannot afford to live there, you live like 20 kilometers out from there. But of course there are trains, so you can go there in 20 minutes by train. It's pretty good. If you have the money to spend in the city, of course. Department stores, Chanel perfumes. One perfume, $300. It's nice to see that department stores are still existing. For like, luxury shopping. And if you get bored, you just jump on the train or subway and you land in Tokyo. And like maybe transfer to get to Ginza. And you continue with your luxury shopping. No mountains. By the ocean, not many mountains. It's just different hills. Lots of hills actually, because there, like millions of years ago, the river was flowing there. So that formed, these kind of like hills. There's a cliff over there too. So that part is covered with hills. You gotta have muscles in your legs for cycling if you can, or an e-bike or something. Yeah, surely it's exciting, Very, very different areas feel differently. The apartment closing. Do you have the bay? I heard the bay in Canada they got bought, or they were supposed to go bankrupt and sell everything. Who bought it? Canadian Tire bought the bay rights or something, I heard. Yeah, here, department stores are just luxury department stores. It's like you go there and you spend thousands of dollars. And you can find all the different companies there, store by store. Yeah, the bay. I always wanted to get the woolen blanket. I think it was $600 a long time ago, and I never went for it. I bought Japanese woolen blanket, unfortunately, and I never liked the colors when I was young. Those, what was it, green, red, and something. Now I probably would love it. Yeah, the end of the bay. I went shopping there sometimes, but it was inevitable. Here I think business goes like it used to go all the time, same. Because the department store is probably, if it's next to the station, it's owned by the company that owns the train line, and the whole building is owned by that company. And they have the trains to get people there to do shopping. They have buses to bring people to that station to take trains and come and go. I mean, everything inside that building is leased or rented, right, by other stores. So it's tremendous business. Tremendous business. So every train station is a city center. You can imagine there are smaller ones, bigger ones. And then when you have like a subway crossed with two trains on the surface, can you imagine like 3 stations? What kind of numbers of people come through there? It's unbelievable. They sell and sell and sell and sell. Convenience stores, pastry shops, bakeries. Oh, there's everything. Like in Europe, the city center is where the Middle Ages city was built, right? With the city square. That's it. In North America, you have downtown, and it's just one. But in Japan, every station, is the city center. So like, if you say you go to downtown, it just doesn't make sense. Like there's no downtown here. I mean, which downtown? Like in Tokyo, for example, there's nothing like downtown in Tokyo. Now these kind of train stations, they used to be the horse stations in the Middle Ages to pass mail and messages. And you just change your horse to another and off it goes. Hopefully the message reaches the shogun in a few weeks. What else? And of course, they had this system where, in order to preserve the peace and not fight between each other, half of the year you were supposed to spend working at Edo, which is Tokyo today, And half year you were supposed to go back to your land and work there. But your wife was kept in Edo Castle like a hostage. They were not allowed to leave. And you had to walk there, you know. You had to walk there with all your entourage. So you can imagine the guy who had the furthest was like completely messed up. He had no life, walking only. Walking many months there, walking many months back. But hey, at least they didn't fight when they did that. And of course, you know, when you walk, you pass through that kind of post station with the horses. And basically every, you know, 20 kilometers or so, whatever you could do on feet in one day, 40, 20, you had these post towns where you could rest, get a hotel, get food, get water, time so you could redo your sandals. That kind of stuff, you know. And the next day maybe you go again to another one and stop by. Of course your samurai lord pays for it, so he has to have enough money to pay for all these people. I mean, there's gotta be at least 4 or 8 to carry him in that you know, what was it called, kago, sort of like a medieval taxi. They carry you. Must be bumpy. Did the children stay in Edo? Good question. I think they would have to. I think they would have to with their mothers. Yeah, this is something I've never heard before. It's probably that. There is a museum in Tokyo, the Edo Museum, where you can see inside like how the life was like. It was pretty good life though, you know. Fresh water, sewage separated. They had wooden pipes everywhere. Not like medieval city in Europe where everybody pooped and puked on the street. It was quite clean. There were no horses back then. Horses, even, you know, the samurai lords were not using the horses, because horses were reserved only, you know, for war. And if you have like, you know, 200 people with you to go, right? I mean, you cannot leave them behind. I mean, they have to take care of you, you know, your servants and things. Your military, your protection. You cannot just go alone. So no, you have to be carried pretty much. If you go from here to Kyushu, that's a solid 2 months before you even arrive there. Good times, good times. They have to go and supervise your village, collect taxes. I think the taxes were paid in rice. Yeah, and you have to pay your dues to the shogun. Man. So whatever you saw on any movie where they ride horses, no one rode horses, no one. Walking. Sometimes, you know, in the city or outside in the mountains, you can see, it says here, the old highway. And it is, like, you know, this is like the fragment of the old road where they actually said, you know, there's a stone there and says, this way to Edo. so you know you're going the right way. And the stones are there, still in the mountains, nicely paved. Wow, it's impressive. But okay, so you go, right? And you think you can just easily go and, not stress around. But you have to follow the highway. So, every now and then there are checkpoints. And at the checkpoints, the government checks if you have the permit. Is your name correct? Are you a woman without a permit? Are you a criminal that escaped? Do you have contraband? And if you were very unlucky and, in the criminal world or did something wrong, they would publicly execute you right there by the checkpoint gates. So, yeah. That was life back then. Torture by sticking arrows into you, that kind of stuff. Nothing fun. Oh, they're going to be renovating toilets. So cool. Do not enter. Work in progress. Oh yes, a lot of walking in those times. It's not like, we were riding those horse carriages in Europe or things like that. It was straight walking. And you had to weave your own sandals out of the straw. This is actually a popular activity at sometimes festivals. You can go and ask a professional farmer, show me the craft, how to weave my own shoes. And of course, it's all straw, but so they don't last for many kilometers. I probably have to redo it every day or repair it. Yeah. Oh, of course, weapons were illegal. If they found a weapon on you, you will be publicly executed too. Unless you were a samurai. So, samurai were allowed just 2 swords, the dagger and the sword, I think. So today, if you find one of those historic checkpoints, you can actually go in there. It's like a mini museum. They show, here was the road, there are just this is the gates, the pillars. Over there, that little place, that's the torture place where they actually, tortured the people while others were passing through, and you should be kind of wary and, obey the law. And they also have a great collection of contraband, hidden daggers, hidden, shifts. It almost looks like a jail. Jail life, right? Homemade weapons. So it wouldn't be fun if your family finds out you were guilty of a weapon law. And what would they do without you? I guess starve to death. And actually, the weapon law continues till today. I think they have modified it since Middle Ages. So if you are found with sharp edge longer than 6 centimeters, you get arrested. Yes. The police can search you if you agree, and if they find a knife, then you're in big trouble. But I just bought a knife for my kitchen. Not a good enough excuse, sir. You're going straight to jail, so... Can you imagine to have a criminal record like that? Like, no one's gonna hire you because you used to have a weapon. There's so many of these laws that still continue and they've been never challenged. And police sometimes, they fish for people with small knives or something to make up their quotas, which is unsettling. While in North America, in Canada, you can go to the knife shop and you can buy the whole full-size sharpened Japanese katana sword. I don't know what you would be doing with that. I hope so you can scare the thieves. I don't know. Maybe the thieves will steal it from you faster. Anyway, I'm gonna get going. Thanks for coming and listening about the Middle Ages and the life of living on the highway. So, take care, Greg and Myrna. Bye bye.